couple $100 million is not enough liquidity, but it's sort of somewhat dependent on to the surface. That pipeline just doesn't go straight down the bottom. On that pipeline, you're going to have lots of flotation devices to hold it up. It's a lot of weight. So there's a lot of flotation devices, and this company here makes those flotation devices.
Small market cap. There's a few of those we can't buy it because it's too small, but you guys can. Type of stocks in the last few months. Would you mind me asking if there's a way to search for these on the site, or do you happen to remember them?
We could probably rattle a few off. So generally, anything with a market cap of less than a couple $100 million is not enough liquidity, but it's sort of somewhat dependent on the amount of shares that are actively traded as well. So you can have a $200 million company with lots of shares traded and you can get into it. But generally, that's a sort of cut off. Now, that doesn't mean to say you guys as individuals can't go into it. But
which is frankly why we often mention them, knowing that while we buy them, there are... You guys can. I mean,
well, it also looks rather suspicious if we put a recommendation out to buy it and damn thing pops like 50%. Like, well, that's a dead giveaway. So we talk about a lot of these things in the big five. They'll pop up in the big five. So just keep watching the big five. This is one we always like to give people, as a bit of a takeaway.
And by the way, you can go into the archives and look up anything we were talking about for the last few years as well.
Yeah, I think Lucas has put the big five member, the big five, well, all the big five we talk about each week or every second week we put it out in there on the website. You can specifically look at a web page with all the big five in it. Here's one. Have a look at it. So this is Matrix Composites. The market cap is about $60 million US. Flotation devices for the offshore oil sector. So if you imagine, all right, so how can I put it? All right, so you have an offshore oil well. Of course, that's sitting down about 500 feet or 1,000 feet, whatever. That offshore oil well is not connected to any onshore source. So it's not like in the Gulf of Mexico where you link up to another pipeline not too far away and where you go. So this would be like offshore in Brazil. So you have to bring all that oil from the well head to the surface. Okay, so you bring that via pipeline to the surface. That pipeline just doesn't go straight down the bottom. You've got to be able to move with the movement and the swells and also the tides as well. On that pipeline, you're going to have lots of flotation devices to hold it up. You imagine how heavy it is to hold up a pipeline, a steel pipeline it's a lot of weight. So there's a lot of flotation devices, and this company here makes those flotation devices. So as CapEx picks up in the offshore oil sector, little companies like this will just explode because not many people make these things.